Alright guys, in today's video, we're gonna go over some hidden neighborhoods, less talked about neighborhoods on Oahu, part 1. This one's gonna be on the Leeward side. So we're starting out here. You call this West Side?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're starting on the West Side. He grew up here in Honokai Hale, so whatever he says goes. You'll see Airbnb listings, 3-bedroom home in Ko'olina. Ko'olina is right there. This isn't Ko'olina, even though as the crow flies, it's hundreds of yards away only. This is a different Kapolei, West Side-ish kind of neighborhood. You have smaller homes that range from more tear-down quality that need to get flipped and renovated that might go for $500,000 or $600,000, but that probably has to be cash because you probably can't get lending. All the way up to homes like this one and this one. I can't say the way we would describe these homes. Leave us a comment if you picking up what I'm putting down. But these kind of big monster homes, we're gonna look at one later in this video in a different area. You probably have a unit upstairs, a unit downstairs. You might have 3 or 4 units. So you may have multiple families living in one area. This is an older Hawaii neighborhood. It's a unique pocket. Everyone has passed it, but not everyone has been in it or knows people from it. It's just a little pocket. So if you're gonna live in Kapolei or Ko'olina or Ewa and frequent Kapolei, this is part of that mix. This is an old school Hawaii neighborhood that's part of that newer Kapolei Ewa mix that you might find yourself in. Homes in this neighborhood may go as low as $500,000 for a tear down, smaller home. And they have these big monster homes and everything in between. So a flip, a renovated, a nicer one of these kind of smaller homes might go for around $850,000, $900,000. The big homes like that, those are gonna go well over $1 million, but you're buying a multi-family situation. I'm shooting off the hip here, but I bet you that home, if in good condition, roof's intact, plumbing's intact, cue the dogs. That home's probably going for 1.2? Yeah, 1.2 to 1.3, depending on how many families can live in it. All right guys, so now we're in Lower Makakilo. Kenji actually went to school in this area, and his brother Ty. When we were kids, all of Makakilo, Ko'olina, Ewa Beach, they all went to Campbell High School. Now things are a little more divided. Those kids don't mix. But the Honokai kids, where we just were, and the Makakilo kids, they're gonna see each other at Kapolei High School. People go up Makakilo Drive. As far as real estate conversations go, they're thinking of these all like 2000s and after builds. Some on the left, some on the right, some at the top, some at the bottom. But they're not usually thinking of that first and second left turn into Lower and older Makakilo. Look at this neighborhood. You got boat in the driveway over there. Finding a place to park and shoot this segment, we saw 6, 7 boats. I don't know what it is. Leave me a comment if you know why Makakilo got so many boats. You got lifted Toyota. Speaking of lifted Toyota, Dane and Judy. Dane, who was on our video recently, he grew up in this neighborhood too. His mom's house is right over there. So you got lifted Toyota, you got the punching bag, you know, for that one. They got you turn the corners right there. And everything from, look, a newer Ford Expedition, a newer Ford Lightning. There's a real mix of things. We've helped military families move into this area because they don't need a huge square footage, but maybe they're a 3-bedroom that's 1,200 square foot is sufficient. They can't afford to do that in the newer part of Makakilo where we're going into the 1.3 plus, and they want to try and achieve that thing closer to, you know, 1.1 or something. Maybe they're looking at a home like this. Now, this is not a professional valuation of this home. If you're the homeowner, I'm not saying your home's only worth 1.1, but something like that with a little bit of a deck, carport instead of garage, older, you're getting this view of Campbell Industrial, the ocean, the west side ocean. Or you got a bunch of homes like this one with big deck energy outside, right? They built these big decks to just focus their energy towards the ocean. Lower Makakilo is a place where you can get lower price points. Single family homes that aren't tear downs are probably gonna start around the low 900 and then go into the 1.1, 1.2. Then occasionally you have these huge things. I just saw, as I was looking at the MLS to get some data for you guys, there's one in escrow at 1.7. It's a 7-bedroom. Probably a 4-unit-ish sort of situation. I'm surprised it's that high. That's another thing. If you want more of a multi-fam house hacking type of thing, you don't find that in 2000s and after track homes. You're not finding that in Ho'opili. You might find an ADU in Ho'opili. But if you want more of a house hack duplex, whether it's a legal duplex or you just make like duplex kind, you're gonna do that more in Lower Makakilo. All right guys, so the reason I brought you guys over here to Kunia Loa Ridge, I mean, look at it. This feels like something out of Maui or Big Island or something. Pretty amazing and breathtaking one of the last areas of its kind on the island of Oahu. As you can see, people living back there. Now, I'm not gonna get into the zoning, Ag 1, Ag 2, and whether people are supposed to be living in each of those lots or whether some of those actual homes might only be zoned for a basic electrical and plumbing for a barn, but it has become a large house. I know someone who has a farm up there and they're considering selling it soon, so I'm due to go check it out in the next week or so. I'll let you guys know how it went because we couldn't make it past the security, so I'll get Kenji some footage as we go up to that farm. But also, I know some people who live in here. I know some people who have an off-the-grid home with water catchment and solar and the whole thing. This is maybe the most hidden, unknown neighborhood. If I do a survey of 100 local people who live on the island, and have you been to the different neighborhoods that we visit in this video, this will probably be the one with the least amount of votes of people saying I've been there. So we weren't able to get past the security guard today. I'll get you guys some footage on the next one, but you guys drop us a comment. Would you live in ag land, off the beaten path? In some situations, potentially a structure that's not permitted. In some situations, your own solar, your own water catchment. Would you do that? All right, guys, so we're in Honouliuli. Almost guaranteed we're not gonna help one of you buy in Honouliuli, but this channel is about showing you all of Hawaii, yeah? Most any other real estate marketing channel is just gonna focus on well, here's a home and you should buy it, you should call me. And you should go to coreteamhawaii.com, fill out the contact form at the bottom of that page, and you should hit us up for any real estate needs that you have. But we just want to show you everything and give you just a little ride through culture and neighborhoods, ones that you're less likely to move to. When we were young, we wouldn't consider this Ewa. Get off the freeway, Waipahu's to the left, and there's West Lock, and then Ewa happens, and then Gentry happens, and then Ewa Beach happens. But in the spirit of 96706 as a whole, and how most of you who watch this channel understand it, this is this pocket of farm, ag land kind of stuff right at the beginning of Ewa Beach. So Fort Weaver Road is right there, and St. Francis Hospital and the freeway, I don't know, it's a few miles up the road. Like, you're really close to getting on the freeway here. In one of our early Ewa Beach videos, I told a story about how I used to wait for the bus right across Fort Weaver there, and there was a pig farm over here. You could hear the pigs squealing, you could smell it. A nasty smell to wake up to in the morning. There's like I don't know, those things where you put the horse on the thing and it walks it in circles. Like they have those things on there, these sand pits, and it's just a really unique thing that is remnants of an old plantation community. The only way you would have heard of this if you were referencing Kahimohala. What was the other one? Arequipa. That's new, yeah? Did you see that one? There are a couple places for like troubled youth, psychological services and things like that up the road there. And so people, if they've ever experienced that in their life or someone that they're close to, they might have come here. But other than that, there's no reason you come here. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment. I think that this whole Ahupua'a, so all of Ewa and this whole plain area, the name of it in Hawaiian times, the original Hawaiian name was Honouliuli. I think that's the whole Ahupua'a. In modern day Hawaii, this is Honouliuli. This is the remnants of even that. If I blindfolded you and put you here, you'd be like, where am I? Kauai or Big Island or something. You peek right through there. Actually, I think that's our client's house. Right through there, that's the bluffs in Ho'opili. So bluffs at Nanaina, as the crow flies, that's maybe 400 or 500 yards away. The newest, bougiest, nicest homes in this whole area of Ewa until Keikainani comes in Ocean Point. That's a new thing. But as far as ones that are built, newest, nicest homes ever. And in terms of prices in here, I'll keep it real with you guys. I didn't do the research and I don't know, but I would imagine these homes, tear downs could go, who knows, as low as 400,000 or 500,000. Homes that are ready to be lived in are probably 700 to 1.1 in here. But they never go for sale. You're probably not gonna live here. All right, so now we're in Ewa Beach, and Ewa Beach is not hidden. This cluster of homes is a hidden, unknown about thing. So these are newer, they're not brand newly built. If you're buying one, like the listing that we have right behind Kenji, you're buying one that's been previously lived in, but they are almost brand new. This just shows in Hawaii, you could have something like this, or say Oahu especially, you could have something like this that isn't necessarily like the others. This brand new cluster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know, it's maybe 30, 40 homes. This small parcel of land was able to be developed, right? And you're able to fit these homes in here. In here, you can get way more home than you would otherwise get for your money in Ocean Point. People go to Ewa Beach because they want a newer home, more square footage, cold air conditioning. It gives them more of the mainland thing that they're used to a lot of the time. But just like our sellers, when they were buying, they weren't quite at the price point of getting a similar product in Ho'akale. So whereas we're selling this one listed at 1.1 million, you can achieve that in the 1.1-ish range in this neighborhood. Whereas if you're in Ho'akale, a similar home, 1.4 up to 2 million for this kind of square footage. And so this is a rare find. And if this is a neighborhood that works for you, you can get more living options, more square footage than you would get in the other new parts of Ewa Beach. Guys, we're gonna do a whole listing video of this home behind me that we're selling, and that'll be linked in the show notes of this YouTube episode. But we're also gonna go check out the beach. That is a lesser known beach. It's kind of a hidden gem. Most local people probably never even been to this beach. Show its proximity to this home. That'll be our last little hidden gem in this video. All right, guys, another lesser known neighborhood is Iroquois Point, or now they call it Kapilina Beach Homes. This is old Navy housing behind me. This was all old Navy housing, and they've turned it into rental properties. They range from in the 2000s up to 4,000-ish a month. We can't help you do anything with these. Like we can't be your agent to help you buy one of these, and they have their own leasing office. One of the people from the leasing office, he's a fan of our channel, so shout out to him. This is a cool place to live, and you can rent for as short as 3 months. And so if you need a place for 3 months or 6 months while you're transitioning to the island, off the island, in between homes, you're buying and selling, moving from town to Ewa or Ewa to town, this is a good place to sort of camp. Now, keeping it real, the traffic is gonna be junk. You're trying to drive over there most times, whether it's, even if it's Pearl Harbor, which is kind of right here, you gotta go like that to get to it, unless you're down for the one-man canoe or one-woman canoe. It's gonna be a rough commute. I mean, worse than most of the rest of Ewa Beach even. Other than that, it's a great place for a transition, or some people live here permanently. Now, I think you can find a better commute at a better price elsewhere, but it's a cool life. It's a cool place to live for a few months. So this is another one of those less talked about kind of unknown neighborhoods on Oahu. That was Hidden Neighborhoods Leeward edition. If you have other neighborhoods you want us to check out, or you want us to do another part to this series, we might go into town and show you little pockets, stuff that you may or may not buy, but just interesting to see, interesting to know that you're gonna be around. Or if you're local, kind of places like, oh, I never know that was there. Maybe we'll go Windward Side, North Shore. So if you want to see another one of these videos, let us know. For any real estate needs, go to coreteamhawaii.com. coreteamhawaii.com, go to the bottom, fill out the contact form, hit us up. Hello, guys.